Welcome to Learn and Automate. Today we are going to study Introduction to UiPath Studio. So in the last lesson, we already covered different different sections present in UiPath Studio. Today we are going to create a process and we will discuss what all features or options available in process. So let's create a process. We can click on the process button, this option, to create a blank process. So whenever we clicked on the process button, this window, we can see a new blank process window here, where we have to put a name. So our process should have a name. So for time being, we are giving the name lesson 5 introduction to studio. We have a location in which location this process will be stored. So by default, it's in document UiPath and the description of the process. So here we can write some line of we can write some sentence here which should describe the functionality or task which we are going to do in our process. For now, I'm just leaving this one as a blank process. Then we have a compatibility. So in the compatibility, basically we have three different options: Windows Legacy, Windows, and cross platform. So this option is going to decide which .NET framework version is going to be used. So basically for Windows Legacy and Windows, this automation project will be only compatible in Windows operating system. For cross-platform, in case if you selected cross-platform, then this automation can run in Windows machines as well and Linux as well. If we select Windows Legacy and Windows, then it is going to then our automation is going to support only on Windows operating system. If you will select cross-platform, then it will be supported in both Windows and Linux platform. And this compatibility is also going to decide what .NET framework version it is going to use in the backend. So by default, let's go with the Windows Legacy only. We are going to cover this in detail. We are going to launch another lesson called Project Management or Project Organization, where we will let you know all the details related to a project, related to a specific process. So we are going to cover that later. Then language, we can either select Visual Basic, VB, or C#. So whenever we select VB, then in the backend, our process is going to use this VB code. And if we have to use any functions, then our process will be going to use the VB, those functions, whatever functions present in the VB code, the same is going to be utilized here. In case of C#, same will happen in the backend, C# code will be written. Let's click on create button. Okay, so here we can see our process got created, and here we have a ribbon. Here we, in the blue color, we can see this is called a ribbon. Okay, so in the ribbon we have first option, that is home. So when we click on the home button, so what is going to happen? It is going to navigate to the home screen. This is nothing but the home screen. Okay, and here we can see in the last video, if you go and check my last video, that is lesson number 4, there I told that in that time this button was disabled because no process was open. Here we can see lesson 5 _ introduction to studio. This process is already open, so that's why now we are getting the option to close this one. To watch my last video, you can click on the card which is displaying in the top right corner of the screen. Okay, let's back to our process. So here then we have a design tab. So basically this, once we click on the design one, Then under design, we are having different options, different tools to work with. I will come to this one. First, let's cover the ribbon, all the things which is present in the ribbon. Okay. Then we have a debug. So yeah, before moving to debug, let's why it is called as design. So design means we are going to, by using these activities or these features, we are going to build our automation, we are going to design our automation. That's why it is called as design. Under debug, if you go to debug, so as name suggests, this is going to this under debug, whatever features are present, we are going to utilize those features to debug our process. Okay, so there will be a separate lesson for debug as well, but here we will here we will see on a high level what all features, what all options available in the studio. Okay, then at the middle we can see we have a lesson 5 underscore introduction to studio. This is nothing but our process name. And then UiPath Studio community, what license we are using, what type of software we are using. So we are using UiPath Studio community. This is nothing but process name, then hyphen, and then what studio we are using. So we are using UiPath Studio community. Then we have a search icon here. So this is to search something in our project. Suppose if we click on the search one, then we can see we are getting two options, go to file and universal search. So if we click on go to file, then we are having two files, main.xaml, project.json. Here in the left side, we can also see we are having main.xaml file, main.xml and project.json, two files. So that's why it is giving us two results. Okay, if we click on main.xaml, so what will happen, it is going to open main.xaml. Okay, you can see this file got opened here. Okay, so what's the use of go to file? So go to file is to open or navigate to, means in case if you are having multiple files, many files, and you want to search some any file, so you can just click here, go to file, all the file list will be displayed here. Okay, now let's talk about the universal search. If we click on the universal search, then we are having different basically we have to, we can search for anything. Like here we can see in the project file we have a main.xaml. So in the search result it came. So universal search is to search something. Okay, here we can see we have a current file, means what if you type, so what all results it can give. Okay, it can give results from the current file. If some file is already open, so in that file, if some anywhere main is written, so those results we will get under current file. Okay, then all files, under all files, whatever wherever main is used, main is written, we will get that results under main file. Then under activities, if we are having any activities related to main, basically if related to the keyword main, then we will get those results under activities. Then we have a variables, under variables we'll get results and for any variables which is having keyword called main. Same with the argument, imports, project files, dependencies, snippets. Okay, so I am going to cover, means these are what all these anyway we are going to cover that. Okay, let's again click on this. So you go to file is done, universal search we also got to know okay what it is. Now let's open the main.xaml. We can double click on the main.xaml to open this. Okay, now once we open, now again click on this search one. Now we can see we are having two more options, that is add activity or jump to activity. Let's click on add activity. Once we click on add activity, now we are having list of all different activities. Okay, list of activities available here. So we can directly search for some activity and we can use that. Okay, yeah, let me do it again. Add activity. Now here suppose I can search for right line. So we can see okay, right line is there. Now we can double click and it will be added in our canvas. Okay, it will be added in our this one file, main.xaml file, right? Now, so add activity to search any activity and add here. Now jump to activity. Let's click on jump to activity. Now in current file, we are having only two activities present, sequence and write line, which we already using. So we are only using two activity, that is sequence and write line. And currently suppose we are in sequence, or maybe we have not selected anything. So if we here we can click, okay, here also we can see write line under main.xaml. There can be multiple write line. So here we can see in which file it is present. Okay, so here if we click on write line, double click on this, so you can see this is highlighted, so automatically it will jump to that specific activity. Let's move to another, this icon, send feedback. So here if we click on this send feedback, it is going to prompt another window. Okay, here we can see we can send feedback to UiPath to improve the product. Okay, here we can see I want to submit an idea for the product or report a bug. If you are facing any issues or any bug in UiPath Studio, then you can report that by selecting report a bug option. If you want to give some feedback to improve the product, then you can submit an idea for the product. Okay, then we are having basically this, what if suppose you are submitting an idea or if you're reporting a bug, so which product, for which product you are giving this feedback. Okay, it can be UiPath Studio, it can be UiPath Robot. Okay, in our previous lessons we already covered what is UiPath Studio, means different components of UiPath, right? UiPath Studio, UiPath Robot, UiPath Orchestrator. Okay, so if you have not seen that video, you can just check out that. Okay, in the you can see in the card is displaying at the top right corner of the screen, so you can click on the card and you can just go ahead and check the different components of UiPath. Okay, now for UiPath Assistant is nothing but the robot only. Okay, there is, previously it was called as robot and now it is calling we are calling as assistant. Basically assistant is used in the attended machines, attended robot, and in case of unattended it is called as robot. Okay, so it is, there is not much difference. Then for activities, suppose you are using some activities, like here we are using write line. So for write line, if you want to give some feedback or some bug, okay, so in that case you can select the UiPath activities option. Now here, how important is this to you? So whatever feedback you are giving, maybe either it can be bug or it can be a idea for the improvement, right? So it you have to rate this. Is that idea is nice to have or important, or it is critical? Okay, so we can select that. Now the subject, whatever means, it is like what idea you are going to, in the feedback, what idea you are going to provide. So for that you can provide a subject and some description, and if you have any attachment, you can click on this attach. You can attach the files as well and you can send. So in the, it is going to send an email, it is going to uh, inform developer team, basically development team. Okay, UiPath development team, and they can work on that. So I hope what this icon is, this icon is send feedback icon, and how we can utilize this. Then we have information icon, help icon basically. So this help icon, here in the help icon we can see we are having different options: product documentation, community forum, help center, academy. So these are nothing but links. These are hyperlinks, okay, for different websites which can be useful while which from those websites we can take help to understand RPA, to understand the automation, and if you have any query, we can resolve that. Okay, so in our okay, so this is the same options which we get here in under the help. Okay, so these are the same option. I already covered this in my last video. Then we here we have a user icon, AK, and stands for Anmol Kumar user icon. Here we can see the name and we can see the email ID and the sign out button. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Then we have a minimize option to minimize this. Okay, and then we have a maximize button. and then close one. So the ribbon, the blue ribbon which is present here, I hope this is clear.